Friendship is not a function of age. It is a position, social position that someone could occupy, someone of a lesser age or your age, the same age or older than you, right? Yeah, I will counsel you to preserve the voice of sanity around your life, the voice of sanity. If not, the madness of Nebuchadnezzar will appear like creativity. Yeah. Yes. The voice of sanity. I realized recently that it's not only Nebuchadnezzar that turned animal. There are people that are turning to animals. I saw it online recently. Someone who said that one of his goals in life is to be a dog. He paid heavily back on surgery, several surgeries for him to be turned a dog. I saw another one, tattoo all over his face, even his eyes. I saw it as you see. It's not only Nebuchadnezzar that has turned animal. People have turned into animals with intelligent reasons. How do you avoid turning into an animal? You need a voice of sanity. A voice of sanity. There is this friend of mine. Sometimes I finish speaking. You say, see, Emoji, let's see. When I speak like that, I know this is my friend wants to say something. They always have a way of telling me. So there was a time and because of position I occupied, I almost wanted to shut down that voice of sanity. And because I have the position to do that, and I could hear God tell me, preserve him, keep his voice in your life. I wish Nebuchadnezzar had a friend to tell him that this, see, Your Excellency, not even Your Excellency, or Caddy Boy, or Niza Boy, you are becoming like an animal. So each time the emperor moves, people keep telling emperor, you shall live forever. Emperor, you shall live forever. His friend keeps telling him, remember, you are but a man. You are but a man. The voice of sanity. Number 3, an exemplary pastor. An exemplary pastor. A pastor could have a sound doctrine without a sound life. And when we say sound, I still say that within the context of intellectualism or theological accuracy, so to speak, without a life. Because eventually what will matter is not the tree of knowledge, but that of life. A pastor who has a life of Christ as a Christian, who encourages and speaks the truth in love, a pastor who has nothing to fear. If you have a pastor who is afraid of losing you, you may eventually get lost or be lost. And losing you in the sense that possibly because you are talented, you become a Lucifer who has turned to Satan and is still kept in heaven because of your music or because of your talent, or musical skill or your talent. If God, speaking within this context, if God was a pastor who, for this fear of losing a gifted member, refused to discipline Lucifer, so to speak, heaven would have been corrupted and been lost. All I mean is this: you need a pastor who shows you the life and is ready to correct you. It's on this note you need to know this, but you must be careful not to sacrifice your destiny on the altar of loyalty. Loyalty. There is no pastor that has a gift, the key of hell and heaven. He can't decide who goes in and who comes out, even though he can influence it. Yeah, he can influence it. You need a pastor. Here's an example. In words, in purity, in conduct, that will keep you morally sound. Several people go to hell because of their pastor. The worst part of it is that it's not morally sound. It's not morally sound. It's not doctrinally sound. When I say doctrinally sound, that there is a way someone could sound intellectually very sound, theologically, but the ripple effect or the implication of that doctrine is hell. I've seen some amazing people who have missed it heavily because of who they call pastor. Look out for that. Okay, number 4 is supportive spouse. You need a supportive spouse to be morally sound. Yeah. Your spouse sees you every day, knows you every day. He or she can tell you the truth. That's if you listen. Listen. I know that one of the problems that comes with this is familiarity. I'm beginning to see familiarity as a familiar spirit. Spirit that's familiar with you. Because what people see most times is an edited version of you. Your spouse sees you without makeup. Yes, it's not only women that make up. People can have some social makeup, cosmetics, social cosmetics. Your spouse sees you, right? I was having a training with our married couples in our ministry, Sophia Fountain. And I told them that a good marriage is a weapon of warfare that will help you contend with the enemy at the gate. For instance, we're discussing on sexual life or sex in marriage. And I told them that, you see, a good sex, a marriage that has good sex, and I'm really going to explain something here, that a marriage that has good sex is a security system that can keep you from looking outside. Because the reason why people most time branch, unless the person has something, oh yes, most times where people branch the restaurant is because there's no food at home, right? It can protect you from immorality. A good spouse, a supportive spouse. I think people should have that discussion. That what's the plan? What's the sexual plan? Are you going to be there for me? Are you going to be there for me? I want food always ready at home. Because as simple as this thing, when we talk about this is a serious matter, right? Someone that can guide you morally, guide you, and guide you sexually. You need that in your life. Because this thing is causing problems, right? A good spouse will encourage your convictions to help you develop your strength of conviction. It's very important. You need such. You know what I'm talking about. People that will help you to be morally sound. Morally sound. Number 5, committed followers. This is a stones of wisdom. Wisdom still remains principal. Principal thing. Yeah. Being a good example to a people also preserves you. And sometimes it may appear like it's just eye service, just trying to impress people. Somebody told us when we were leaders on campus, he said, even if you have bad character, pretend to have good character as a leader. And some people say fake it until you make it. I may not want to just push that too far, but what it means is that you're just trying to be good for the sake of those who are following you. You could develop a good habit of being good. I tell our people that the more you go for evangelism, for instance, you go for soul winning, the more difficult it becomes for you to misbehave. But for instance, when you see somebody that dresses anyhow, a Christian who dresses anyhow, I can tell you, he doesn't win souls, or she doesn't win souls. She doesn't go for evangelism because the sinners will tell you that Abba, you can't be dressed like this and preach to me, and that is it. When you have people who look up to you, to stay up, you may want to maintain your position. They look up to you morally. Yeah. So followers, committed followers, people that are looking up to you, people that are following you could help you to stay morally sound. Unless, because I need to add a clause to it, because in every Garden of Eden, there's a forbidden tree there. Because I'm planning to leave forbidden tree in every garden, so that nobody say that you are imposing anything on us. There's an alternative for you there. Unless you have corrupted your followers yourself. Because one of the ways a leader could be comfortable in decadence is to corrupt his own followers. So it creates a very comfortable habitat for destruction. And I believe this, that one of the ways you could even help yourself is to teach your followers the right things. Even when you struggle with it, let them know. Because you know that they know, you will try to maintain your good posture. But when you have even deceived them to make them feel like what you are doing is good, it's your own destruction. You can shield yourself from sounds of sanity and correction by surrounding yourself with followers that cannot correct you, whose view of morality is defined by you. And that's why one of the ways to even do that is that you will build a very cultic system where they don't even explore other people. They don't explore other people to know what is right. I'm saying this. I say this as a pastor. But this it has to do with everybody as it were, right? People that look up to you. Number 6, constructive. Constructive critics. Constructive critics could be of help. What do people say that I am? What do people say that I am? Because sometimes those close to you could love you too much to correct you or to even counsel you. But a critic has nothing to lose. As much as you have to filter out the unnecessaries, you may have to listen. What do people say that I am? Right? But sometimes those around you may not say it because they don't want to lose you. But a critic has nothing to lose. Listen to your critics and filter out the unnecessaries. But don't push away everything. Because sometimes those who are around you could be too close to see. Too close to see. So a constructive critic could be of help. To help you morally. Right? Number 7, a functional authority. Yeah, functional authority. There are dormant authorities who don't correct you, who don't even see you. They ask you, is your mentor? You go and mention a dead person. Somebody that is dead. That doesn't even know you. Is your mentor? Is one. In fact, I realized that one of the signs of irresponsibility, or avoidance of accountability is people choose authorities over them that cannot correct them. Authorities they don't even know them. Don't want to mention anybody's name in particular, but they ask you, who is the authority that guides you, that protects you, that tells you what to do, and you go and mention someone that died in 1962, 2025. That alone is an attack, right? An authority that will judge your excesses. But when I say judge your excesses, is that there's a judgment you need on this earth to avoid eternal judgment. Out of love, they stand at you, stand with you, whatever, and also at the same time draw you with love and will not give up on you. That is if you are a Peter, not a Judas Iscariot. That is very important to add. Because nobody. You know, see, let me tell you something. This issue of I want people that will accept me for who I am. You better know what you're saying. Because if who you are is bad, you should not be accepted like that. Not be accepted like that. Because there are people who celebrate you irrespective of how you are, even when who you are or how you are is of the lower version of who you should be. You need those who know who you should be and will insist on the better version of you. These are authorities. Don't seek an authority that cannot authoritatively speak to you, who have to be apologetic to correct you. Or an authority that no longer have access to you, or an authority that you should, because a lot of people who are arrogant people, they choose the authority and tell the authority how to talk to them. When the authority speak to them, they just change authorities. They're just changing authorities over them like they change clothes. The time comes in your life when nobody can claim to own the dog in the neighborhood because the dog is in everybody's house. Yeah. As long as you are a man, it is not safe to be on the seat of the Most High. Even Jesus. He keeps referring to his father. He keeps referring to his father. As a man, no man is safe on the seat of the Most High. There has to be someone that is higher than you that will look down and tell you what to do. Yes, guys, this is Stones of Wisdom. I'm Pastor Steve Onaji, pastor of Sophia Fountain. We have centers at different places in Kogi State, Kogi West, Kogi East, Kogi Central, different part of Kogi State. Then we have centers at Abuja, Lagos, and we are spreading around the world. So locate us anywhere we have a center close to you. Yes, God bless you. Keep following this. Share this. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share and comment. Then keep following actively for other episodes. Thank you. A marriage that has good sex is a security system that can keep you from looking outside. Because the reason why people most time branch, unless the person has something, most time where people branch the restaurant is because there's no food at home, right? It can protect you from immorality. A good spouse, a supportive spouse. I think people should have that discussion. That what's your plan? What's your sexual plan? Are you going to be there for me? There are people you need in your life to be morally sound. Someone will say that nothing happens by happenstance. To be sound morally, there are people, strategic set of people you will need in your life. One of them is disciplinary parents. Parents are the moral foundation for every child. A child that lacks parents that are very sound morally would increase his regrets before he catches up with wisdom, or before wisdom catches up with him. You know, leaving a child to choose his conviction will bring the child to destruction before he gets to know what conviction is. I believe it's an attack for a child to have parents that have this laissez-faire approach to parenting, where they leave them to make their decisions. You know that this is it. This is it. This is what I mean. In Galatians, we're being told that what God had to do for us to bring us to the point of grace is to assign to us the schoolmaster, the law, putting boundaries around us as much as he knows that his intention for us is to live by grace, where the law is written, on the breastplate of our heart, so to speak, or the tables of our hearts, where we could now, by the Spirit, be led. But a point in our growth, even in our walk with God, is speaking from his leadings with, or the walk with the children of Israel, he had to put boundaries around them. That's why a philosopher would say that freedom without restriction is slavery in disguise. Yes. Yeah. Train up a child, not a man, is when the fish is still fresh that you can bend it in the way that it should go. In the way, that means the parents will have to know the way. They have to know the way before they bring up a child. It's biological to give birth to a child, but it is wisdom. Biologically can give birth to a child, but you need wisdom to raise up or to train up a child. Some people were they grew up, they were not brought up. And grow up here is in the context of biology. If we go into the child psychology, we just say that they grow without development, training up a child. So you need serious parents in your life. How about those who never knew their parents? Or you will have to look for someone or a people to occupy that space in your life. If not, your regrets will be more than your results. Yeah. Parents that understand the balance between love and truth. In a Bible commentary that I once read, said that it was written, is a love without truth is hypocrisy. Truth without love is brutality. That balance of administering truth in love, not a root truth without a touch of love. A parent that understands, or parents who understand the difference between abuse and discipline. Because several people have abused their children in the name of discipline. What is the difference? It is an abuse. So it's a child abuse. Punishing a child for being childish. It is discipline. Punishing a child. The word punish is even within this context. Punishing a child for folly. There's a difference between childishness and folly. You use the rod of discipline to cast away folly, not childishness. So a child will begin to have low self-esteem and, in fact, start losing his creativity when you begin to punish a child for what is beyond his jurisdiction, such as childishness. Right? That's one. This is stones of wisdom, and wisdom still remains the principal thing. Number two, truthful friends. Truthful friends. It takes a true friend to look into your eyes and tell you your mouth smells, and you could still maintain your relationship. Yesterday, he could say that you are Christ, the Son of the living God, and all of you could celebrate it. Yeah. Or you could be the one who say powerful thing, and your friends celebrating you, or celebrated you for saying great things. But when you begin to say the things from the heart of